are in the process here at Family Handyman to create a teenaged bedroom. And today we are going to create right here a gallery wall. But I wanted to have a little insight so that you guys can also create a gallery wall at home. I am joined by Melissa Franco, and Melissa is our senior set designer / stylist. So whenever I make all this really cool stuff, I go, Missy, make it pretty. I hand it over to her. And so, Missy, the first question is, how do you go about even starting to put together a gallery wall?
Sure. So what I do is I kind of gather all my items together. I usually end up actually picking more than I think I'll use in the gallery wall, just so that when I lay it out, I can be like, this item's working together, or I like this color next to this one. So I kind of start with actually more than I'm needed, and then I kind of weed out as I go. So my first thing is I like to start with usually my biggest item or my most favorite item.
Do you just work with the pieces on the floor or on a table like we have here before we go up to the wall?
I just love to, tape off the area on the floor that I'm working with. That way it's easy to move around. Again, I can kind of see what colors are working and lay it out from there.
Now you mentioned color. Where do you start with that? It's obvious you're going with warm tones, right?
Yep, so I usually like to choose 2 or 3 colors and kind of base it off a palette like that. So we do have some eclectic items here, and I think that's kind of what pulls these items together. We've got 3D items, we've got prints, we've got sculptural items. So to kind of bring all those items together in a cohesive manner, I kind of just base it off a color palette.
Playing with the color concept, there's also sort of a through line theme. Do one of those have a more powerful play in the process? Theme over color, color over theme?
I know some people who do gallery walls like them very uniform and very clean and very symmetrical. So like with this, for example, a teenage boys' room, they've got a lot of different interests and stuff. So to tie all those elements together, there really isn't so much a theme in this gallery wall, but more the colors.
Right. One of my things that I tell people all the time is if you really love it, even though you'd think it doesn't go together, but if you love it and it reflects you, then they go together because it's you.
Right. I mean, in a gallery wall, it's supposed to be personal. Have fun with different sizes, different color wood frames, horizontal, vertical arrangements. There's really no rules when it comes to the gallery wall.
Awesome. So let's kind of lay it out, and then we'll go ahead and transpose it to the wall.
Perfect. Sounds great. Yeah. So what I really like is the wood tone that kind of matches our big print here. So I'm actually going to go with this arrow instead of this one. So I'm kind of hanging off that one.
Eliminate that one. I'm going to put it over here for now.
And then what I also like to do is kind of put larger items at either opposite corners or a little bit of a distance from each other. So I feel like this is my other large item. So I'm going to kind of put him maybe up in that top corner.
Okay. You tell me where.
I think probably up there would work. And I love this skateboard. It's such kind of like a fun, different element.
It's beautiful.
That we can kind of hang on the wall too. Unfortunately, I love this, but I think we're going to omit him.
It's got to go.
And the great thing about a gallery wall is that, you can always add more. You can kind of start and then add more things as you go on.
Yeah, and if you actually get a screw in the wall and you absolutely hate it, what do?
Either you patch it up or you move it on, or if any luck, when you move the item again, it covers it up. So
that's an option for sure. Cool. Awesome. Well, I'm going to get a ladder, a drill, and a level, and we'll put it up on the wall.
Perfect. I'm excited to see it.
Well, Missy did an amazing job laying out our gallery wall, and I did the little bit of magic with the drill. But one of the things I wanted to show you and discuss with you today is how to actually use the anchors and what are they really doing. But I wanted to show you the first thing. If you don't have a stud finder, how do you find the studs? Use a regular old home magnet. Wherever the magnet sticks, there's a screw that's attaching the drywall to the stud. So you mark that so that we know where our studs are, right? There's one here, We found one over here, and obviously there's going to be one over here. And so most anchors are 1/4 inch. I'm going to show you two kinds of anchors, a regular anchor and a self-tapping anchor. If you look at that tip, it actually is like a drill bit. It'll bore its own hole and seat itself. I'm going to drill through. You don't want to jiggle your drill around because you don't want a bigger hole than what it is. And then I'm going to actually put it in, and I'll tap it in just a little bit so that it fits snug and flush. Now I'm going to show you the other one, and then we'll screw something into it. There it is. And you want it to go nice and flush. We've got a self-tapping, we've got a regular anchor, and now we can go ahead and use the same screws that they gave us to put them in. So there you have it, the different versions of an anchor. It's very basic, it's very easy. For this and more, check us out at familyhandyman.com. Here's to your gallery wall and more.